All tournament long, we have been using Universal Tennis to predict the outcome of matches, and I am so happy to welcome in the Chief Tennis Officer of Universal Tennis, our friend Stephen Amritraj, to TCLIVE. Great to see you, Stephen.
You too, Steve. Thanks for having us today.
Absolutely. So Universal Tennis has gone through a little bit of rebranding. Tell us about that and what's been going on over there at Universal Tennis.
Yeah, well, I mean, exactly. You said it. And we're so fired up to have our rebrand from formerly UTR, which was just mostly the rating that is at the core of our company, to Universal Tennis, which is really signifying so much more, which is the manifestation of the vision that we want it to be, which is, creating products and services that is transforming tennis for all levels of the sport. In the next few weeks and months, you're going to be seeing a new mobile app from us. You're going to be seeing a entry into the adult league space from us. You're going to be seeing a release of a new product called Paid Hits for elite players and coaches that can basically market themselves to the entire Universal Tennis ecosystem. And really solve that one issue that everyone wants, which is to find people better than them to play with. And then, exactly as you said, our predictive analytics through our Universal Tennis Insights is going to be released to the general public and hopefully provide amazing, inclusion of data into the sport, from head-to-head matchups like we use on TC to overall tournament simulations and a lot more. So I'd recommend everyone goes to universaltennis.com to check it out in greater depth.
Speaking of that last point, Stephen, we've got Stefanos Tsitsipas in his first major final here. He won a Masters event coming in. Sasha Zverev won a Masters event coming in. How do the UTR insights show that next generation kind of closing the gap to the greatest generation?
So, I mean, you said it, which is that the greatest generation has been on top and been dominant for so long. And, our data team and our analytics team did a deep dive into answering that question of when is this Tsitsipas, Medvedev, Zverev group really going to kind of catch up or even take over. And what we've seen is that, there's a steady progression from the restart and then, really from the beginning of this year that has shown that the gap has never been closer. The dominance of Novak and of Rafa and Fed, who wasn't in this list because he hasn't played as much since the restart, is diminishing and is shrinking. So the trend lines are moving in that direction. While they're still a little bit ahead, the young guys are closing in fast.
So, Stephen, as we break down today's final between Novak Djokovic and Stefanos Tsitsipas, what does Universal Tennis tell us in terms of who will win?
Yeah, so, I mean, look, it's going to be a fantastic match today. We are going with Novak very slightly. This is the closest that these probabilities have ever been for us with one of kind of the greatest generation versus the young guns. We saw two epic clay court matches with these two, both in Rome and in Roland Garros last year. And as you can see, it's a slight nod to Novak, but one that we're expecting to be a classic.
54-46, that is pretty tight. So